Hello everybody! Happy Friday! Friday, Friday. It's finally the Friday we've all been looking for. Maybe, who knows? But it's definitely a Friday. Hello everybody. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Having a good night, good evening, morning, afternoon, nighttime, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Who knows? I don't know where you all come from. I don't know what time of day it is for you. But I hope you're having an excellent time at that. Hello to Nat. Hello to Neb. Thank God it's Friday, indeed. Thank God it is definite. Apparently I can't talk either. I'm probably too full of cheesecake. I literally ate the biggest slice of cheesecake that you will ever get from your local diner right before I started streaming. And I didn't pile it down, mind you. I ate it at a good pace. But holy moly, that thing was huge. That thing was real big. Delicious nonetheless, but very, very big. Okay, so we got a lot gonna happen today. We got some detectives, some amateur lawyer work. We're gonna be on a boat, going to New World, England, doing who knows what kind of shenanigans along the way. I just know there's some murder involved. And a lot of it, excuse me, mostly in the form of my best friend, who I'm still very saddened over, by the way. I can't believe he got mea'd right underneath my nose. He got mea'd right underneath my nose, and I miss you. To this day, Kazuma, to this day. You went out when you were too young. You didn't even graduate school. And now you're dead. And now he's gone. And all you've left me is your sword. That's it. That's all. Ace Turn, that's your second favorite series with trials in it. Nice, Comp. It's growing to be one of my favorite series, too. Even though I have not finished off the third game yet. I went through all the first game, I went through all the second game, but I still have not finished the third game. I think I'm on the third trial in the third game. I think. It's been a while. I really have to go back and get into it. Nat? So that's who you are! Okay. Maybe it came to me before and I didn't realize it, but it's just, I don't know where you came, I honestly got to know where you came from, but now that you said that, Nat, yeah, right. I couldn't for the life of me remember. It's too many names, man, too many names. Sorry, Hawk. Good to see you, though. Good to see you here. So, last time we left off, everybody, Mr. Russian man inside that cabin over there decided that we needed to go. He did not like us being there as we were criminals. Specifically me. And now, it is just the two of us. Possibly three, because who knows? I bet you right now Sholmes is up in the Raptors about to pop in on the conversation. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. I mean, we did, but we did find out that, there's a lady behind there. No? And I imagine that we won't be able to go for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. Yeah, no, Ryunosuke can't even take him. It'll be down in one swing. Sholmes? Probably the same. Maybe Sholmes can take like 3 swings from the guy, but then he'll be knocked down. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where'd he go? Yeah, where did my new husband go? I mean, the great detective friend. Not what I just whispered to myself or something like that. Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind. But not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Because, Ryunosuke is the baddest man you'll ever know alive. Just look at his face. His absolute baby face. It's a complete lie. Oh boy. Oh jeez, I can still examine around here? Really? Hi, big burly man. I'm just gonna look at you for a second. I really wish we'd had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. Oh my god, that's right, this guy's last name is Stroganoff. What? Why you look like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh, no. Definitely not. I don't know what you're talking about, Neb. Husband dub? Psh! I don't know what you're talking about. You're just hearing a trick of the ears, probably. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand. Oh, maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think anyone can forget your face, Naruhodo. You know, just as Susato said, I don't think he's gonna forget you, my man. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna have to move to the cabin. Back in we go! It is still January 9th. No time, we still don't know the time of day, but we still know it's January 9th. It looks like they're still investigating in here. Would it stand? Ooh, excuse me. Would it stand to reason that Holmes? Oh my God, Neb. You know what? I don't know if I'm gonna find that out. To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna find that out. He's too stupid of a man. I don't even know. I don't even know if he knows what the K word means there. I don't even know if he knows what kink means. He seems like he's too pure, honestly. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hosanaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yeah. Well, shit, I hope there's no double murder. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Alright. Does that mean I can still move out? Okay. Can I? Does that mean I can move out? Or do I need to go? Wait. No. He was still in there, wasn't he? Oh, I thought that was the other Russian dude. Yeah, that's the other Russian dude. Oh, okay, he's over there. Never mind. Oh, Oh! Hosanaga! You're Gusset! No! Okay, who beat him up? I'm gonna have to teach somebody a lesson now. How dare you do this to this man? You know, I might not have eyes on him. I might have eyes on a certain detective in here. But Hosanaga, you're coming to be like my third favorite here. Who decided to hurt you? Because you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. I find people who hurt the boys that I like very much. They're gonna have to receive some form of punishment. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. So you tell me the name. You tell me the name, Hosanaga, and I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. I'll be like one of those, sleeping with the fishies deal. If you know what I mean. I got your back, my man. I got your back, no matter what. We're just gonna keep that on the side there, just in case. Ah, you're back. Inspector! What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, you're beaten up, you're probably still coughing up blood. Don't you be calling them scratches or flesh wounds at that, good sir. Maybe by a bear, maybe. When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. So then how'd you get back? Did you swim? What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. My dude! So it was nothing. It's nothing when you're getting beaten up by your supposed boss, and you have a black eye. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. I really want to give this man at least a little bit of some ice to put on his eye. Please. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. Oh yeah, he and I did this little weird dance together as well while we were over there. It was kind of strange, but kind of cool too. But kind of strange. I felt something during it. I don't know what it was, but it was really interesting. I think his name was something like Airlock Shows. I don't think he was German though. Ah, that explains it. He just kind of vamos. Shall we compare notes then? We can tell you what we found out. Oh, bless this man. He's still smiling with a smirk, even though he just got beaten up. Ah, Inspector. Oh, you good man. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. Was he on all fours? Because if he was, I need to know that and write that down. Herlock Sholmes crawls on all fours. Noted. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish! Was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see? Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? So that's supposed to be shoe polish? Or something? Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? I mean, there's the smell. You really don't want to taste that kind of shit, but you could. It's not going to be pleasant. But you could. And then again, there's the smell. Shoe polish, I don't know if anybody else experienced this. But when I smell like a high amount of shoe polish, I almost throw up because it's just too strong. And it's too noticeable as well. That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh! Wait, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? Huh. So that possibly could have been Kazuma as he was falling to the floor. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Yeah, shoes. You know that old YouTube song, CB? Shoes. Oh my god, shoes. Let's get some shoes. Let's get some shoes. These shoes rule. These shoes suck. God, early internet YouTube days are still ingrained in my head, no matter what. And they're not going away either. They're never going away. Oh, do you know who she is? Also, hi CB. Welcome to chat. Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that Grace... You know what? I'm not surprised. I am not surprised that you are a ballet fan. It fits you. Fits you, Inspector. Oh, please, no more blood coughing. You already suffered a black eye enough, my man. The glass next to it, you're wondering if it was a wine glass. Perhaps. Maybe. Oh, CB, you don't know shoes? Oh. Check it out on YouTube. If you ever get curious, CB, because Shoes is one of those YouTube, I want to say like YouTube legacy collections. It was very, very early on YouTube, when it was just like, when YouTube was just first born. I remember seeing that in middle school, freaking 8th grade, and all I heard was the damn Shoes song. Yeah, that was definitely before your time. It was for us old-timers, CB. Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh, ow! Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oh, you know, it's really sad he can't do the classic anime pose now. Since one of his lenses is broken, he can't cover up his bad eye. Oops. Now I've definitely upset him. You know, I really cannot wait until further in the game when we find out why he's just coughing up blood for some reason. Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful? Excuse me. If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, or ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Yeah, see, the thing about the little piece of glass there, what it also looked like was the shape of a bell for some reason. I don't know. And it looked very bell-shaped from the little picture that we just got about it, though. Oh, Duck Song and YouTube poops, though. Duck Song especially. Those damn good early YouTube days. That's when you were just a little wee Bobby there, CB. While us middle schoolers were doing things like, shoes and... what else was out at that time? Watching Fred Figglehorn as well. Oh, I see. Butterbell? Ooh! Maybe a Butterbell. That's a good theory there, Hawk. Keep that one in your pocket. There is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. New record information! What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Buryar's medical officer has finished his examination... excuse me. Excuse me again. Of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh. Kazuma's post-mortem report? Listen, we all suffered from the death of a great and very, very handsome man today, everybody. We really, really did. I miss him, he misses him, I miss him, she misses him, and even I miss him, too. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. Something with his spine. Oh. Oh! Not just the spine, the actual neck! Oh god! Cosmo must have just gotten or something. His neck was broken? Yes. It would seem so. Ouch! Oh, that poor boy! There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Don't tell me... Ooh. I have theories now. I have theories that involve something being tied around the neck, and I'm not gonna go further from there. Ugh. I wonder if he was, like, choked with something and then... or something? I don't know. Oof. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as of yet. But the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object. Something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh. I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. Strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Oh, poor Kaza. I swear, no, it couldn't have been his sword. It could not have been. No one could have possibly have taken his sword and just went dunk with it. And I mean when the sword was still in the scabbard. But if that is the case, damn the irony in that. He goes out by the way at the sword. Do we have his I thought autopsy reports weren't a thing yet around here. But do we have his updated autopsy report? That's a no for certain. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I love him! I love him! Oh my gosh! You're smiling at me, boy, even though you were just pummeled by the captain. I love him. I love him as well. Wow, I'm just adopting a lot of boys in this game, guys. And this is only the second case. That's 3 now. That's 3. And I haven't seen this full list of characters along the way. Dear God. You really rubbed off on me in the good way, Hosonaga. You better not die, is what I'm saying. You better not die. Okay? I lost 1 boy. I don't want to lose 2. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Yes, about that. The post-mortem report has been entered into the court record. There were no traces of external injury or poison. I'm gonna take a look at that when I can. For some reason, I thought the next day came, and I was like, wait, did we all go to sleep? No, we're still here. We're all still fine. Naruhodo, you're just seeing things. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewman's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you. I swear, you better not die. I'm gonna be sad if you do as well, man. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. And you know, really need those to be treated. Just saying. Oh, no, well... Oh. Oh. Oh, he's really getting to me. My god. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Listen, man, we're all really feeling bad about the death of the one true good man here, but at the same time... Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is... I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Uh-huh. Alright. Well then. Interesting things all around. I wonder if we can leave. Hold on, can we actually leave? Can I go out? Let's see. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna see what's out here. Yo! Did that guy leave? Can I go back? Can I go back in? Come on, tell me I can go back in.
Look, Naruhodo-san! Seaman Stroganoff is gone!
Strong enough?
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
All these Russian names are impossible to remember. It's a good thing you only know 2 right now. Naruhodo. You just know 2. Naruhodo? Tra-la-la? Sholmes? Are you singing over there or something? Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lee-rai-lay. I did it the... Sholmes, are you singing?
This caroling. I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right.
We must seize it. Wait, but no, I want to know if Sholmes is singing. Can I go sing with him? Can he actually sing? Is he a good singer? These are the... No, Susato, you don't understand. These are the true questions that I need to be answered. Does Sholmes have a good singing voice? I need to know this. For science purposes. For science purposes, Susato. Just saying.
Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that stringy knot crewman comes back.
It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot.
Whatever, I've never had stroganoff before. I've had it though. Beef stroganoff is very good. Oh, her brief is her what am I saying? Not laptop case. Her briefcase is open. And she's not here. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san! Where's she gone? Oh. Hey! What are you doing? Those are... You know... Oh! I'm calling hypocrite! I'm calling hypocrite out on her! You said I couldn't look at Cosmo's diary, yet what are you doing? Snooping around here, Susato!
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
I suppose you're right. For Cosmo's sake. I'll still call you a hypocrite.
Not just for Kazuma-sama.
Wait, what do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Well, neither will I, but really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves, if we have to.
Yes! Yes, we will, I say with my fake confidence. Alright, what can I get around here? What can I get around here? Let's look in here! In her personal dresser.
Naruhodo-san, are you there?
Sorry, I'm right here, yes. Why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't want some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Yeah, but if it takes me to Narnia, then yes, I will go in.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. How about the big burly bag over there? I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. How about this?
Oh my! Miss Pavlova's case is open!
It's completely empty inside! Here, I'm turning it over and shaking it, it's loose! Nothing! But according to the great detective's great deduction, that dance we did a while back, she was hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Burya! I wonder what kind of animals she had in there. Please remember, everybody, that Sholmes thought it was a chicken inside. Please remember that, everybody. And more to the point, where is it now? Good question. Investigated thoroughly, but you can't find anything out of place. Oh yeah, I do want to go check that autopsy report soon.
It would seem this teapot is empty.
So the natural conclusion is that Russians are a very thirsty people. I mean, conclusion all you want, Rinosuke. We're all a little thirsty on the inside. Am I right, chat? I'm right on that.
Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either.
Or it's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. 1,000 to 1, you say, Rinosuke? Okay.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san?
Just a little bit. Just a teensy-weensy little bit. Okay, let's see. What else we got around here? I already checked you. Can I check the bed? The bed has already been checked. The bed has already been checked. And we already checked this up here. So this ventilator connects to Cosmo's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
I can't get the thirst bottle yet there, huh? Gotta wait for them points. Gotta wait for them points. Ah, maybe. It's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning as well.
Huh. You know, that is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Cosmo wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. just me or does your mic sometimes buzz? Is it? Does anybody else happen to hear a buzzing? Does anyone else happen to hear a buzzing in there? Okay, you do, so Siva does. Okay, let me try something here then. Okay, we're gonna test. How does it sound now? Is there a feedback going? Is there still a feedback? Test. Jeez, the 1, 2, 3 test. 1, 2, 3 test. How we sounding here, chat? You still hearing any feedback? Any really weird feedback? Alright, all good? Interesting. Very strange after that, but glad. Okay, we're good. Alright. I know I need to get this mic upgraded. Anyways, hi Shady, welcome to chat. Nice to have you here. Yeah, this thing definitely needs to get upgraded. I've had this for like about 6 years now? It's been a while. The good old snowball mic needs to retire. I gotta get something new. That's literally gonna be the next step in my streaming upgrade, though. Okie dokie. Oh, you're high-key stressed? I hope things are okay for you, Shady. Well, I hope things will be okay for you. Ah, I see. Well, yeah, come here. I mean, sit back, relax here, Shady. Get a little de-stress going in you. There's gonna be some good times over here, let me tell you. There are just a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it.
Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
I mean, that's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Why, did you pick up one of the books already, Susato?
It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading.
Books written... Thank you, Susato! Yeah, books written in Russian. Yep. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that, but thanks anyway.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that.
Okay. I didn't mean to get you like that. I'm sorry, Susato.
I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away?
Naruhodo-san! It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know.
Those eyes! She's looking at me like I'm the piece of rubbish now. Then go do it yourself, Susato!
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
Exactly! We have no choice! So what was in the suitcase? Got no idea there, Shady. No idea. There's hardly anything in here at all. Yeah, Susato, you're sounding a little sus to me. Saying you don't want us to go rifling through some trash. What, you don't like that I can be a little trash man? Because I can be. I can be if you really want to.
Oh, well, that's a little disappointing.
And you said you didn't want me rifling through any darn dead trash. All the books have toppled over together. Look! Every single one! Just like in the other room.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though.
It's exactly as the same bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase?
I don't know, would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Does that make sense to you, Susato? It doesn't make sense to me.
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage.
Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know! And I'm the one who's locked in the Convisa!
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in there, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray.
No, and then you can get all your fingerprints over the crime scene. Potential crime scene, I should say. Ah, yes, they're displayed in this cabin, too. Look, the SS Burye's Rules of Passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I mean. Wait, why would you let a little thing like that go loose? On a ship, where it's not supposed to be?
I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Like Yugi's Exodia cards!
Say goodbye to your Exodia, Naruhodo-san!
Oh yes, so do I. Sorry, I was reliving a memory that I might have shared with somebody on another time. Another day. Oh, there's one of these next to the bed in Cosmo's cabin, too! You damn did well here, Exodia there, CB. And you know what? You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it is what you're gonna get. Draw your last pathetic card, Yuki, so I can end this duel. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba, but it does contain the unstoppable Exodia! Oh, Exodia! It can't be! I have assembled all 5 cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle! Oh, Exodia! No one's ever been able to summon him before! Exodia! Obliterate! Ah!
You did it! Yugi, you won! But this can't be! My big brother never loses!
How? How were you able to defeat me? It was my faith in cards that brought me victory, Kaiba, while you strayed in the darkness. If you opened your heart up to your cards, then you too could achieve great things. No! This can't be! How could you have beaten me? Kaiba, if you wish to know, open your mind! Thank you, ZB! There's your channel points. There's your Exodia. That's your first one for the night, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed it while you did. So, you know, I should go back to when I first started doing the Exodia and count how many times I have said the speech. Because it's got to be well close to 100 now, if over as well. I do not have a dueling Nexus there, Neb, but I do have Duel Links, which I have not played on in a while. And I know in Duel Links, they just added my boy Yuya to it. I do, CB. I made that archive channel right at the start of January when I redid the whole stream. And that was definitely around the time that I did the Exodias as well. So, I can go back, If you guys really want me to, and I can count how many times I did the Exodia speech, that's gonna take me a long time, grant you. Yeah, I know, a lot of people that, I played Duel Links with weren't big fans with the PvP. I just like the story stuff. Like, there was a 5Ds event I remember last time that I played, that involved Crash Town, and I played through that. It was so much fun. So I just really like doing the event stuff. I don't go for the PvP. But I know Duel Links, like, that's one of the big things about it. Which is unfortunate, because I really, really enjoy having, like, the character events. For example, again, Arc V is now is coming, I think. Coming, or it's already included? I can't remember. But Arc V is going to be in Duel Links, and I would love to go and face against my tomato-haired child. My tomato-haired son. I love him so, so much. He's one of my favorites. If there... There may have been a few Exodias before I started, recording and exporting my VODs, but I'm not too sure. I might have some saved, as in like clip forms, but I had to go back and look.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
Ting ting! She barely hesitated there. She gave it a good tug, too. Susato, you just realized that you may have screwed us over, right? Because now you alerted people that somebody needs something here.
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
We don't want them to! We're trying to investigate in secret! You know! Secret! Okay, can't find anything out of place. So, there's that. We got that. Is there actually anything else I can look at over here? The floor. There's nothing on the floor. Excuse me. Oh, wait. The plate! There were some during Bug Snacks. Yes, there were some during Bug Snacks. And P4 dancing as well. I remember P4 dancing too. And so it won't be an accurate number, but it'll be as best as I can get it. Oh, Dueling Nexus is free as well. Okay, alright. Go ahead, link it in the Discord. I'll take a look at it after stream.
I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor.
Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately.
Do you think? Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
What? A leak?
Is this ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. If there is a leak at the bottom of the ship, then yes, we should be panicking.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? I think that's the majority of it. Because I can't investigate anything else around here. Yeah, I got you, I got you. The bed doesn't need anything. The bed has already been checked. Yeah. So yeah, that's already been checked. We already checked the wardrobe, so I guess that's it from here. Yeah, all of that is connected. We got that. We got that. This has been looked at. The door! The door! Can't forget the freaking door! This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it?
No. And the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door either.
I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Naruhodo, are you some thief? Know how to get through doors with a needle and a thread? That's some impressive work, though, my man. So it does not appear like I can get anything else around here. Everything looks like it's been checked. You've been checked, you... Can't check you, that's been checked. Huh. That's all checked. You're all good. Huh. I guess we could take our investigation outside then. Oh wait, before we do, I wanted to take a look at this. Victim, male, Far Eastern, time of death sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 a.m. Cause of death, damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Damn it, Kazuma, why'd you have to go down like this? Why'd you have to go down like this? Hosanage-san. Hosanage-san, my love. Sholmes-san, my love, as well. Alright, I guess we can move out. That was literally all we could investigate. So, let's move over back to the cabin area. Did I get everything? Did I? Let me do another thorough little check. Okay, yeah, you're all good. You're checked out. Nothing there, nothing there. The waste can, that. That. Wait, hold on, nope. The bed has been checked. You're checked. You're checked. All of this has been pretty checked. I think we can, yeah, I think we can move on from here. Let's just go back out to the passageway. Make sure everything is okay out here as well. That's the door. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin.
Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's.
Sorry? Hands on her hips! Hands on her hips!
Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin.
You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hosanaga's managed to uncover any clues. Yeah, uh-huh. You probably find him and ask him. Yup. Oh, what? What? Hold on, sir! Sir, what are you doing? Sir, what are you doing over there? Am I gonna find him in, like, the most random places around here? He's literally gonna be like a Where's Waldo situation. Where did Sholmes go? Oh, there he is! Looking like a gremlin crouching in the corner. My goodness.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look!
Well, you never know where he's going to turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
Oh, so he... Wait, he was singing then! Hey! Hey, Shomsy boy! Tra-la-la-li-ray-li-ray, I did it the great detective way! He's still singing! Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky her luck was about. That's definitely a song that he made up on his own, but excuse me! I soldiered all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Oh, Mr. Sholmes! You came right up in my business there. Whoa! Oh, what the? What? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa! Hold up! I don't want to fight you, my man. Oh, you want? Okay, you want to tussle too? Okay, fine. I'll give you an old 1-2 or something. Yeah. What's up? Uppercut! I would never fight this man. He's too pretty. What is it? You want to fight? Can he even fight? His fighting looks more like dancing. You know what? You're not too wrong there, Sadie. You're not too wrong. He just needs to stop waving his hands around like, you know what? Or he's just doing, a motion like this. I see what you're doing, Sholmes. Interpretive dancing as a scaring tactic. I like that. Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach a climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good time as any. It feels like he's punching me with those bam, bam, bam sound effects. I'm being gun punched by Herlock Sholmes. Ooh. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. All right, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? You're looking ridiculous. Settle. Down, boy, down.
Mr. Sholmes, you seemed to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Yes. That. Emphasis. I was immersed in study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockbilly-built crewman who's usually on guard here.
Oh yes, the ship's log.
And did you find out anything useful from it? He says no. Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... The belly laughter from Sholmes. You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun! You've been utterly blinded by it! Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
What do you mean? Yes, please tell me.
Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report?
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
Do you mean?
Yes. There were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
Oops. No, my kazoo! That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Gotta get in that good old brain cell up there. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. What if he was just asleep? What if he sleep writes, though? That would surprise me. He has his pencil in his sleep, just... Man's gotta sleep too sometimes, though. You're right, Shady. You're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes brilliance. Oh, ouch. Did you laugh too hard, Sholmes? Did you laugh too hard and pull your funny bone? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Okay, why are we sharing headaches this morning? What's going on with that? Well, my friends, until our next encounter. No, don't leave me! You just got here! Oh, I wanted to see him more. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. It's Detective Way! Something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought.
It's just...
Well, I feel the same. I know, where's the ye old Tylenol when you need it? Get some good pain meds going in there for that throbbing head. Unless y'all were drinking last night and you had yourselves a hangover. But I'm not gonna be the judge of that. Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? So what's with all of the random throbbings? Huh? What's with all the random throbbings? Nothing in here. What if we go back into the other cabin? Oh! What'd I do? What'd I do? Oh shit! They're coming for us, guys! They're coming for us! Shut down the engines! Shut down the engines immediately! Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward! Full stop! Hard to starboard! All hands brace for impact! Oh shit, this better not be something bad. What the? Everybody get under cover!
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
What? Oh, what? Susato-san, hold on to me! Oh, shit! Oh, boy. Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
Are we good? Is everything okay? It looks like we avoided a collision. I think. Yeah, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. Oh, shit. Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Oh, Inspector! Is that you in there? Naruhodo-san! Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt?
Look at that!
The door's bolted! Wait a second. Did you do that, Susato-san?
No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. How? It slid! Did it slide? And look at all the books! They're just like they were before again. Did something happen with the ship last night?
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
I better tidy this place up first. Quick cleaning sequence later. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around, tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. There's gonna be a police officer. Oh, what? That was a short to be what the heck? Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Wow. Well then. You know, though, I will say, this gives me a moment. I'm gonna go quick get some more water. And then I'll be right back, chat. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. And we'll get back into it. I didn't even need 2 minutes. I just need 1 minute. Alright. Back at it, everybody. Let's go. Am I gonna get arrested? I probably am. I'm definitely more than likely going to get arrested. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. And... You! What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. And it's good to see you, Hosonaga, once again. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. How did that happen? How did you falsely see a ship? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos! Passengers are screaming! Crew are running everywhere! Like their heads been cut off like little chickens! This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Well, that's good at least.
Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside?
Ah! You wicked intruder! Just all in black! You are the devil!
Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a why would you call such a baby face a devil there, Miss Nicolina? Why would you do that to him?
You opened my traplet case. How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector!
Yes?
Arrest this man! I know he did it! He is a criminal! It is not enough that he has killed a man!
And he is stowaway as well! A vixen promises not to steal chicken! Do you believe? Naruhodo just can't catch a break, guys.
Take him away! He is a trespasser as well as everything else!
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil. It doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we talk in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait! Wait a cell?
Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do?
This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction. I'm gonna be thrown into a jail cell? Oh my... Yeah, no. Naruhodo just can't catch a break, guys. First it was the whole first trial. Now it's him supposedly killing his best friend. And now he's getting in for kidnapping. Great! 3 for 3, Naruhodo. Can you go 4 for 4 in the next case? After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options.
This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately! Door! I just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating.
Don't touch my things!
Do you want me to show you where clawfish hibernates? Oh shit, Shigara Hayami!
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing?
Wow, everyone's attacking me, and I was just starting to think she was my Why is he like this? Why is he like this? Sir, you're not a coat at all. You don't belong on the coat rack. How did he even get in here? Did you come in with the cavalry? This man, guys. This man. I just can't. I can't. What the? What are you doing up there? Get off the coat hanger! I saw where you... I love this man more and more that I see his ridiculous side, guys. Herlock Sholmes, my beloved, you have my heart. Mr. Sholmes, why are you wearing the tiara? I can't with him. Why? I can't. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore with this man, guys. I can't. I don't know, and... Yep. That's a boy, alright. That is a boy. That is a boy. That's not a man. That's not a man at all. That is a bona fide boy. That's a bona fide boy. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Why? Who would even think of doing that? Have I not told you that as a detective it is my business to know what other people do not? No? This here isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I'm at a loss of words, guys. I am at an absolute loss of words with him. No, Shady, he didn't. He didn't realize to use a coat hanger after you take the coat off. Someone's got to tell him that. Someone also needs to tell him that he doesn't need to fight 1-2 with the air around you. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall. So full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. You again. The great detective. Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. That, just the yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Beria, has been solved. By me, naturally. What? Really? Yes. I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Oh boy, are we gonna... Please tell me we're gonna do another dance. I would love to do another dance with him. Please. Ha! You have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing Studer the boy this morning, when we found criminal in the wardrobe. is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it! The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. See, but here's the thing. We have new info, though. That's the thing. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin.
Yes, it's what we called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Ah! Locked room! That is the point!
The room was locked.
I mean, if everyone's gonna be saying it, I can't deny that either. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. Oh, tisk, 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 tisk. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin, despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open mouth at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man! Well, duh, how did... Inspector, how did you not figure that out, that was another entrance? Inspector, you're more smart than the supposed detective! Come on, my man! I know you had yourself beaten in within an inch of your life, but still! Gah ha ha ha! You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole! That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks! So is your body! You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through the tiny opening? It's not possible. Excuse me. Ah, but it is! And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Uh-huh. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Oh my god! You extra man! You just presented yourself. I can't even with him. Precisely, my dear madame. Oh, please call me dear madame, please. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Which is why you have the goggles on and are going to tussle, Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing? Thank you, yes, Shady. I will go. There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not. I am ready. What I am about to do is to expose for you all to see. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Oh, what's going on? Oh! It was a snake! Stroganoff, you can't have something on your face there. You can't have something on your face. Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The speckled bat! Of course, I knew, you know what, I had a feeling it was a snake. Yep. A snake? Indubitably. So, hey Pavlova, where the heck did you get a snake from? Huh? Where'd you get a snake from? Over in Russia. That's a very adorable snake, though. I will agree with you there, Neb. Wouldn't hurt a fly. However, apparently might have bitten a human. Are all of you okay? More importantly, Stroganoff, are you okay the most? Mr. Sholmes. Just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? We're not gonna be worried that a snake that killed someone is on a man's head. No! He's made of pure-born blood Russian. We'll be fine. Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you?
Yeah? Yeah, Sholmes? How are you gonna follow this one up, my dude?
You both see and observe.
With distinction! However... See? There was right. No trace of poison. In the post-mortem report, indeed.
Do you not think that this is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap?
How exactly?
I think perhaps it is time I explained the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all.
His death is to do nothing with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin.
Oh! No, yes, that's a good snake right there. A good snake who, once again, would not hurt a fly.
And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asagi? I guess the snake's gonna talk for you now, my good man. It looks like he can't speak with that snake curled around his head. Hey dude, can you blink twice if you can breathe? Okay, I think he's blinked. I think he's fine, guys. He's blinked.
I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin the deduction dance, please. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm down for this. I'm down for the dance. I'm so down for this again. I'm so ready for this again.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events,
Your aching heart smarts with pain. Shebang, shebang! And that is the very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we must ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Haha! And yet that fact leaves us in a quandary. Excuse me, Snake? The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, Snake, this specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. Spotlight off, spotlight on. What explanation can we give then, pray tell? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No! Don't look at me! This has nothing to do with any of this! Oh, but it does! You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's sloughed skin. Evidently, after the sudden and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. You know, good point. What if the snake was in one of those snake sweaters? Where's your conclusion there? Where's your deduction there, my good man? Snakes can wear sweaters if they want to. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Yeah, yep, sure, yep, yep, sure, yeah, we'll believe that. Oh boy, here we go. Moving on, we've come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the Vikitama. How did this young man lose his life, and why? Yeah, why, Pavlova, why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Ah, she says. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by terrible venom. Now, if we take that as fact... Please, I'm going to bring you over into the other side of the cabin there, Miss Pavlova. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no! Could there be? A dead body, yes! An examination of the deceased's body would prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the deal. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense, so... Detective! There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. I hope you made sure that thing was breathing in there, Nicolina. Alright? Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't... It is telling that the victim made note of a low, whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed. You would put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you would summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true! Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. Yeah, we'll have to see about that once I get through all of that over there, Mr. Detective. Sure. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Sure. The guy still has it on his head. I can't believe he's just so calm with, like, a snake just wrapped around his head. Barely able to breathe. Yeah? I mean, you go, Russian dude. You must have seen things in your time as a crewman. If you're not scared of a snake around your head. Miss Pavlova was trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. Incredible! You solved the mystery! Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, Mr. Investigator, Mr. Inspector, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? Against me, the great Sholmes? Why, yes, you may. But of course! What's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer them both loudly, very loudly, and with my English accent, and proudly as well. Oh, well, good. First of all, I need to get my book out from my sleeve. Snakes are egg-laying creatures, parts of the reptile family. You are well informed, madame.
reptiles, don't drink milk.
Ah!
It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
No matter! No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds.
Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears.
Ah! I love how he's still standing there just like, oh. When she presents a contradiction.
Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling.
But madame, what are the tales from Arabian Nights? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute?
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see.
No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Hey! Don't you say that about snakes there, Sholmes. Snakes are good. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. See, right? They're reacting to the flutes like a threat. I did not know that's how it worked, but good to know, Shady. Fun fact of the day.
There is one other thing.
You have more? Why, of course, even I have more there, Mr. Sholmes, but I'm letting Miss Susato take this off the floor.
Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins.
This is something I would say. Yeah, why not? Let them try. Yeah, they should try harder. Snakes should try harder to climb up flat surfaces. That's the proper way to say something, Sholmes. My God. My God.
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help.
And you know, I was locked in the wardrobe, so I couldn't let it slither up there.
What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this.
Oh, now it looks like his neck is broken. Whoops! We're gonna get the dots from everybody. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. The dots from everyone.
I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, you want me to go duo dance with him?
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I had a feeling that this was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, right. Just waiting for me. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? How is this man a magician? You've done it again!
Your handcuffs are gone!
Where did they go?
Fear not. I shall see they're restored after our work is done.
Yes or no? I say yes. Always. Always say yes, Shady. No matter what it is, I always say yes.
I really wish you'd just leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
With the help of the course correction. Dance, Naruhodo, dance! Slap, slap, dance!
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart starts with pain.
She does have a pained expression on her face.
Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then?
Let's take a moment.
Excuse me.
And really look very closely at Miss Pavlova.
Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. The right ear.
She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells.
Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear.
Ah, I expect that's what they call an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry.
An earring, is it? It really is tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. The left ear. More, yes, yes, yup, what's that? There's something dangling down from her ear. The moon crest.
Ah, that's an earring. The crescent moon part looks as though it's made from wood. It's charming, isn't it?
Women do seem to love adornments like that. In their hair, around their necks, on their fingers, and even hanging from their ears, it seems.
Well, jewelry is beautiful, Naruhodo-san.
Like you wouldn't know. Oh, what's that? Aching heart, aching heart. She really does look troubled.
Yes, it's hard to believe she's putting that expression on to fool us.
But if you look closely, it's almost like she's actually staring at something.
At what do you think?
Perhaps something's physically causing her pain. We should have a closer look. Yeah, I don't know, maybe these claw scratches on her arm.
Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound.
It looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too.
Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here.
Let's see, so we got that. We got her achy breaky heart, like that good old country song is. Okay. Okay, here.
Yes!
There we go. Claw scratch. Aha! Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Scratches like that are definitely not caused by snakes. I think it's a cat.
Indeed, and simple observation reveals
that the wound is fresh. Oh.
Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Ah!
A cat snake, or a snake cat, you never know.
When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
Shiga, shiga, shiga!
And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not?
Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance.
Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us.
You love how they always angle the poses so that you can't see the clues beforehand in any way. Yes, I do like the fact you need to go and you need to find out where the clues are at. It's not obvious, which is really, really nice. It doesn't make it seem like it's easy. It seems like that scratch mark on the back of Ms. Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, they don't. Otherwise, I'd be very surprised about that evolutionary find. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer.
It's the teapot. It's definitely the teapot. Or it's definitely the picture over there with, like, you know, a clear cat being held in it or something.
I have a feeling.
And it was this teapot that Miss Pavlova's eyes flickered over to before.
You think this is the friend she's been talking about?
Well, we're all different, aren't we? If someone wants to be friends with a teapot, go right ahead, who knows? That teapot could talk. Whatever we might say about it, if that's the way she feels.
I don't think I'll say anything about it then. You and the teapot can discuss it instead.
Wait, that's not what I meant! It's definitely Seaman Stroganoff. It's definitely Seaman Stroganoff. Was it her teammate, though? Maybe it was a cat that she just picked up along the way. Who knows? I bet it was, and she wasn't allowed to keep it at the ballet company. There's no doubt, is there? She looked in this direction. Straight at Seaman Stroganoff.
Well, they do seem to be, like, friends of sorts. But I can't imagine how he could possibly fit through that ventilator.
Don't forget that I managed to fit inside Kazuma's trunk when we first boarded this ship. You don't know if a big burly man like that could fit through a ventilator. How does Santa Claus get down the chimneys, huh?
I would ask what that proves, but I think an equivocal little smile would be more effective.
The snake itself. The more I look at this creature, the more its stripes stand out. It's a very impressive snake, isn't it?
Oh yes, it really is.
Please, praise the snake. Praise the snake. The snake is a little good lad.
And it seems to be doing its best to squeeze this poor sailor's head until it bursts.
Yeah, it's a terrifying sight. And slightly heartwarming at the same time. Anyway, it would probably be a good idea not to get too close. Wow! Wow! You literally just said, yeah! The snake seems like it's going to tighten and tighten until the sailor's head pops off. let's get not near. Let's make sure we stay far from it. Sure, yeah. Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught. Confirmed. Naruhodo is a cat lover. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Look at that little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit.
Huh, a black kitten. And from the look of this picture at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. How about Miss Pavlova herself? That must be a stage costume she's wearing.
It's quite stunning. I should like to have something like that.
And she's wearing the 20,000 rubles on her head as well. Look!
It's called a tiara, Naruhodo-san. And you shouldn't think of it purely in terms of its value.
The kitty in here is very, very much kitty. Absolutely kitty. To turn her back on the world stage and run away all on her own. Kitty!
The little kitten!
Aha! Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes! The scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no. Take a look at this kitty, everybody! The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear. But what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. Nope. What explanation can we give then, pray? What was this sight that fell upon this victim's eyes last night? No! Don't look at me! This has nothing to do with any of this! Oh, but it does! You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Whatever that is. Yes, that which you are trying to hide but failing to conceal can only be the snake's soft skin. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. Smart words from Naruhodo. If she didn't even move, no one would have noticed.
Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Shom's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe there was a ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Well, why don't we just find out, huh? Hi, Snake. If I can get it. Well, it is a speckled, and it's a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. Long piece of cloth of some sort. And that looks like a handle at one end.
I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently.
How is about a toy for cats?
Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it.
That sounds positively adorable. Cat toy. Which I believe, that's literally the only thing hiding behind her back.
Yes!
Yep, that is. It is indeed a toy. Yes, the thing you are trying but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely. And the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Oh! And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah! How did she reach up there, though, was the question. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue-bred of cat by the name of Darka. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Sorry, so I'm gonna be taking that from you. Personal belongings now mine. I'm gonna stuff that in the pocket. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Oh boy. Okay, but this all presents a new mystery. Who... Yeah, I want to know where this, snake came from, too. And whose it is, as well. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. A beloved sneckled saint, a beloved little kitten. Now, how did the man die? It's the next question. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. Excuse me. How did this young man lose his life? And why? Your cat heard? Your cat heard that there was another cat involved, and is now here to investigate for themselves what this cat has been doing. You know it well, Shady, you know it well. According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Or indeed fight for dominance. No kittens here. Your cat is the top cat.
What Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body.
That's right! But Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
Where's my post-mortem? There's my post-mortem. Yes. There's my post-mortem. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. As of today, you are officially finished with one of your college classes. The one that had the most work, which means you have a lot... Hey! Nice job! Nice job, Sadie. Congratulations to you. It's always good when you finish off a course like that. Now you got a lot of free time for yourself.
His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that.
Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. I love the way he looks right here, guys. You okay? You okay, buddy? You okay over there? Do you need a moment? Or two? I think he needs a moment or two. There, Naruhodo. There. I'll give you some pats. I know you're dealing with an idiot right now. I know. I'm dealing it with you, too. Believe me, I'm with you there, buddy. But we'll get through this, okay? We'll get through this.
The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no! Could there be... Did the snake get in there and just, like, his neck? Cosmo died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something. Or someone.
Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though.
Presumably, Darkra didn't silently creep up behind Cosmo and deal him a fatal blow. A cat karate chop to the neck? That'd be a first.
I suppose. It's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
If this man died by accident, I'm gonna be very sad. I'm gonna be very, very sad if it was just an accident.
It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man.
Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Anything from the scene? Yeah, nothing to report, So something happened here, but we don't know what. Okay. You fear faint whistling. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. That's not gonna work for anything. Those, what about this? Let's see. The Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink. That was to alert of me. Could it be this? Because this looks like the bell that came from the, kitten's body. Sort of strong blood of the area. No obvious external injuries or any traces of blood. The cause of death conclusively. Wait, so it's, we need to fix this deduction. Is there anything from the scene that could help explain what happened? A bad fall. I think it might be this, then.
Yes!
Yeah, it is that! The mark on the floor! The mark on the floor. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. Shebang shebang! And the color of the shoe polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asagi must have caught his foot at the point on the floor and tripped. Did he trip over the cat? Because it was dark? Please no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instance, he lost his life. No! I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? Is it? I'm gonna snap at you now. What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more. Some people go out like that, and it's very, very unfortunate. And I'm very, very sad if that is actually true, that Kazuma just tripped and fell to his death. What a way to go, Kazuma. What a way to go.
It can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But, and if this part of Mr. Shom's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. So we have the traveling case. This is where Miss Pavlova hid her friend.
That's right. And it wasn't a snake after all.
But if his death was instant, why is there writing on the floor? There was writing on the floor because Naruhoda was trapped in the closet. So my guess is that he wrote down wardrobe so people knew there was somebody to get out of the wardrobe. That's my thing. That's what I think. I mean, who wouldn't want, like, you're stuck in the wardrobe, my man. It's nice of your friend, through his dying wishes, make sure that, oh yeah, my friend is stuck in the wardrobe over there. Make sure he's out, please. And that you feed him something. It seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring.
I expect it's wrapped itself around someone's head somewhere, trying to make a new friend.
Either that, or it's scratching their hand to pieces. The point is, where has it got to? Yes, where has it got to? Tiara? Ah! Somebody appears to have dropped 20,000 rubles here.
It hasn't been dropped, Naruhodo-san. It's been placed.
I'm starting to sound like Mr. Sholmes now.
Stop trying to sound like the great detective.
Shush. I will sound like the detective all that I want.
This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them.
But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, what's that?
It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
Okay, but is that it? Is that all I got over here? Yeah? Seems like it is.
Yes!
Also, right? Who is giving a cat glass bells? That's gonna break. Cats go all over the place. That's gonna break it in no time. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Oh! Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asoki's cabin. And, as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Cha-cha-chong! Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Yeah! You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't. I don't know, and that hush Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. No-Holder. Gladly. Sure, yeah. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell. That would be the cat picture. If you look at this photograph, every time I do it makes me laugh. You can clearly see, hanging from darkest color, the very glass bell in question. Ha! The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Oh my god, these two. Your absent feline friend, Darka. I can't believe a cat killed somebody, guys. Who would have guessed? A cat killed somebody. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by cat. That is a way to go. Death by tripping over a cat. Oh, Kazuma. Oh, my dear boy. Oh, how could you? Oh, I can't believe he didn't die by some cool kind of mysterious standards. No, he tripped over a cat. God freaking damn. My boy had a catastrophe indeed. And now he's dead! Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. Please? My friend died because he tripped. I need consolence right now. Hey, Elliot! Thank you for the raid! Welcome one, welcome all. We're playing some Herlock Sholmes the game, everybody. Everybody, please make sure you go and check out my roommate. I'm gonna go give him a shout out. I'm gonna go give him a little shout out. Oh, you're done. How was Resident Evil? How was it? Were you screaming a lot? It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Dorka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. Was it very evil? Was it very residential? But more importantly, was it spooky? Glad to hear it was spooky. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yes?
Yes. And I had read the, rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Dorka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's precaution, really. Well, I'm glad everybody enjoyed things over on your side of things, Pixels. So everyone who's come over here, you're more than welcome to chill about, hang out, while we solve a murder. Or should I say, we solve the case of my friend dying because he tripped over a cat and then broke his neck and died. Kazuma, I can't believe you. I can't believe you. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. Oh boy. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Dorka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked! I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova, trying to retrieve her pet.
Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Geez, I wonder how you know that, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... Oh! I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang! Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Kazuma was... Damn cat! Oh my gosh! From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass spell and tripping up. This hand. The SS Burya is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. I still can't believe this is how he died. I still can't believe it. But what became of the kitten afterwards? She's running amok around here, I bet. In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Dorka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cactus is as insufferably restless as I am.
You got that right, Sholmes. Well, he knows something about himself, at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. Understandable. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Still an unpredictable circumstances here. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, what about the snake? Where the hell did this thing come from? You're right, where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Unless... Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Pirovsko. Pirovko. Oh. What? That snake belongs to you? Where did it come from then? He escaped from cage when the emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into his cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? No, you don't get it there, Naruhodo. Animals definitely understands humans more than anybody else. You don't understand. You don't understand, Naruhodo. But my dear burly friend, fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in? No venom. Pirovko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. I love this man and the way he talks about his snake. Good snake, you are very good Oh, you are too tight around Daddy's face, please. Loosen up a little bit, good snake. It's venomous? Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they say milk chickens? Ridiculous! Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Pirovko eats mice. Big fat round mouses. Ah. Oh, so... is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course! How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Speaking of, Sholmes, did you lose your eyes? He's eyeless, guys. Sholmes? Sholmes, where'd your eyes go? I can't see them. They're not there anymore. What happened? Did the snake take them? Did something, what happened, my man? What happened? Did he just go, or something? It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starting rule? I like how he fell over. You good down there, Sholmes? Do you need a hand? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Pirovko has nothing to do with this incident. Yeah, I believe it, my man. You can go off with your snake, and yeah, it's fine. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. He tripped and he fell. That was a great animation, though. Absolutely beautiful. My man falling over with such grace and beauty, yes. Absolutely. Oh man, I needed that drink of water.
Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please, remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then, no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forget.
Whoa! Damn, Susato being cold as hell! But, what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. Like that book series that comes out in the near future. An accident.
I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Wait, what's going on here? You saying she's covering something up? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. What? I confess. I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh? I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Ah, not again! When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Sholmes? What is going on right now? I'm at a loss. Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. And what's that? The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not?
Closer than you can ever imagine, Mr. Sholmes.
Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. What are you saying? No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Ah, my man! The truth about how you really died, about how that scene in your cabin really came to be. I miss him! My mans! Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, shall we begin? Yes. ponder first. Dude, what's going on? Oh my gosh.
Is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? This is what we must establish in the first instance.
But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed to his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really?
Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident.
Was no mere accident. Uh-huh. Oh, that's right, the blow to the head.
Yes!
Blow to the head, that's right.
What point are you trying to make with that evidence?
I'm starting to see how Cosmo's death really happened. I think. Unless that's not it?
I think that you are starting to see nothing of the sort. And that was the evidence to prove it.
Ugh. Okay, so it's not...
If it was no accident, then what we should be looking for is one of two things. Either the absence of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't. Most compendiously put, my dear madame. Ah, I see.
Let's see.
I confess your rather languid I see doesn't fill me with confidence, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe in you. Well, more than Mr. Sholmes does, anyway.
Okay. So if it's not... It's right in this cabin. Something that shouldn't be there or something that should be. So that could have possibly have been a mere accident. Yes. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. Okay, this has nothing to do with it. Cosmo would stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me to see. Wait. Can I take a look over here at anything? What's this?
These must be remnants of the glue you used to stick the paper seal on the wardrobe.
That's right! It was pulverized rice.
Pulverized rice?
Yes, I pulverized some of the rice for my evening meal, even though it broke my heart.
Broke your heart? What do you mean?
Remember, I'm a stowaway on this ship. All I had to eat were Cosmo's leftovers. Even a couple of grains of rice could have meant the difference between life and death.
Oh my. It must have been awful for you, Naruhodo-san. But I have some glue with me as it happens. You're welcome to use it this evening.
Oh, thank you very much! Now he won't have to use pulverized rice, I guess, to put that up. Appeared to have been written in the victim's... The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. It was no mere accident. So if it's not the post-mortem. The There were virtually no entries from 2 a.m. until early this morning. Something that wasn't... Was it this? Was it that? I'm gonna set this over this. It's not the cat photo. It's not the cat photo. The cat photo's not gonna do this. The ship's log's gonna tell us nothing about that. And if it's not the post-mortem, it's definitely not gonna be the diary. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. It would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. According to the last entry he made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. You can hear the faint whistling. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. I'm gonna... Honestly, my eyes is pointing over to the crime scene photo. Since the post-mortem doesn't work with it, maybe it's a crime scene photo.
Yes!
Or not. Or maybe it is. There's no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. That's right! Because when you mention it, Shady, he should have died instantly. That's script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. The distraction being me. Yes. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae, resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah! Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead! Aha! That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there, if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So, Susato-san has noticed it too then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words... Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. We already posted about that. This was no accident. Not the photo. And it can't be the post-mortem again since we just presented that. And it's definitely not the mark on the floor. Oh, I can review the scene? Oh, nice! So something... Another piece of evidence that proves that it was no accident. Can it be the paper seal? Would it be? I don't know. Would it be the log? Oh, wait, because... it wasn't there? Duty crew and Biff Stroganoff. Because it said a remnant of something that couldn't possibly happen there. There's something else that we found in the cabin that couldn't possibly have been there. So it has to be something in the cabin that couldn't be in there. That could not have possibly been in there. The cat? They found it in the cabin. They found it in there. I'm actually gonna try the paper seal. Yes. I'm gonna try the paper seal. Okay, so it's not the paper seal. It is not the paper seal. I thought I had something going there. I mentioned something about it before. Maybe it can be the log, then? Putting on this message floor aside, another piece of evidence that proves there's no accident. I mentioned something about it before. Oh my god. Yeah, it was in the cabin. They found it, right? They found it. Yeah, another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident, in other words. A remnant of something... Oh, wait. A remnant of something... So, is it?
Yes!
Is it the cat? It is the cat bell! This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. But that's the glass bell the kitchen had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Ah, that's what it was.
Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that to Miss Pavlova?
Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. Did you commit murder, Miss Ballerina? And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asogi's...
Hold it!
You are wasting time! Someone else was there? Da! Of course! We know this! What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And only one other person in cabin when young student died was you.
Yes!
I mean, yes, I was. It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left them that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. I shall now butt myself out of the conversation. As I was saying, before he rudely interrupted me, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yeah, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you? Damn! Oh, the snake's off. Seaman Stroganoff? Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band. Wait a second. You know what I just realized now, chat? Do you know why he has those strange stripes around his face? That's because of the snake! I always wondered why he had these strange, different colored skin tone stripes on his face. And now I know that's because the snake is always on there. That's incredible detail, I gotta say. That's pretty nice. So that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth right now. Here's tooth for you.
Well, this is all most interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure?
You are a great detective, you should know. Look truth in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Niet! It's impossible! He's right.
But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
Thread? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors.
Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so...
Susato-san, how could you shit it onto me like that? So Seaman Stroganoff had a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside.
Not necessarily.
What?
I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it.
Oh!
Mind powers? No. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind, having been used before.
I don't believe it.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yes.
Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. And so should you. Because we've seen it happen.
Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo?
Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. Point out the telling methods of the... Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. I'm just gonna do a quick safety save, just in case. Shom's about to do what is known as the pro gamer move. Will I be able to do it though? Will I be able to figure it out? Who knows? Decide from the outside. Yeah, I probably did comment on it, and you know what? My brain definitely forgot it in that time. So yeah, it was able to. Oh, I'm gonna this along there. The alarm was outside. That's the thing. Well, I'm gonna point over here because this was the thing that alerted us.
Yes!
But I guess that might not be it. It certainly shows how something was done, I concur. In fact, it's an excellent way to show how easy it is to jump to the wrong conclusions. But the thing is, the alarm is on the outside of the door, unless I actually push the door? I'm sure that it is. Something in the back of my mind tells me so. Is it the warning? What happened when that alert went off is that the whole thing, the whole ship tilted to the side. That's the thing. When it went off, when the alarm went off, we had to like, I remember we had to get down because the whole ship was turning. It was like, oh my god, why am I... What? I am having the toughest time trying to figure it out now when I should probably know it. I'm feeling the stupidity set in, guys. I really am feeling the stupidity set in. Oh my god, yeah, that is not it. That is not it. We almost fell over, yes. We did almost fell over. Something here looks tilted, like the tilted towers. Oh!
Yes!
The books? Oh, because that's when it happened. Yup. See? I'm telling you, the stupidity is setting in. Look at the bookcase there. See how all... Man, you know what? I'm gonna take a drink of water. I'm gonna take some water while I'm at it. Holy moly! See how all the books and things on it have toppled over?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel, after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
I believe... Yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects.
This girl is coming out to be smarter than I am right now. Susato, you definitely figured this all out beforehand, and I'm just big dum-dum. Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book, at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Ah! It was very obvious just after the emergency stopped that the ship made it earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Yeah, now I'm remembering it. Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga. Oh, yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door.
Yes. It's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that. Inertia. You're really close there, Ryunosuke. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asogi was killed... And then it slid shut. The SS Brilliant made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves, like, and deliberately knocked everything over, like a little kid would.
Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
Then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asogi's cabin.
Oh my!
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Do you, Miss Ballerina? Are you out of your mind? You say Boyo made the emergency stop? It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. The real culprit is someone on the crew?
Oh, it is simple enough.
Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside?
Used to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only to press the button in times of emergency.
So someone pulled that last night? On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Yeah, well, satisfy mine, indeed. I would have pushed a button. Wait, it was you? Wait, Shams, did you press the button last night? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Sholmes! Did you actually push the button last night? Mr. Sholmes?
Surely it wasn't...
Did he do that today? As I always say,
A button has but one purpose in life.
to be pressed, whatever the... Boy! He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with ship? I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now.
Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learnt a valuable lesson. Buttons, at least some buttons, should not be pushed. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed.
Sholmes is really half child, half adult. More like a child in an adult's body, too.
So, what we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asogi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You are idiots! Baya is huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop even in middle of night, there will be chaos everywhere. I mean, to be fair, you're very right. You're very right, CB. You see a button, you just want to go, touch. Touch. Jeffrey Jellyfish, I gotta touch you!
What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency griped this vessel last night?
Now this one's easy. This one is easy because it's this.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? That is correct. Why? And the ship's log here. This will be where you record the details of your duties? What are you doing with that? That is mine!
Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift burrow in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later.
Also looking at it for evidence, too. I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always.
The point is, looking at what you usually record,
it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase, nothing to report, every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is... because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write, nothing to report, wouldn't you?
Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Burya.
Ooh, mysterious music.
Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish! If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because of something as major as an emergency stop really had happened. Surely all of us would have noticed?
That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now.
Now that seaman's definitely covering up for something. We just don't know what yet.
The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night.
Well, no! That's a good point. Jones? What do you have to say?
What of? The throbbing.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Your head, man! The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it.
Aha! Oh yes, I have a headache. You're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today.
Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected.
He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. Oh boy. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me? Yeah, something tells me that they were trying to put some sleeping drugs in his food.
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, you boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, well, yeah, sorry.
The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on?
Well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals.
So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it?
Yes, in fact. I had all that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken.
Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all?
That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? Something was put in the chicken. My dear fellow, does that not strike you?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken?
I do. No! Really? Is that really true?
The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with.
Oh.
Tampered with the addition of a soporific, designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it.
A sleeping drug? Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop?
Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What far-fetched idea.
Or is it?
Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes?
Well, seaman? There.
I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere.
What? Every single crew member?
If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company. Of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade.
Oh! Are you telling me the whole entire crew is trying to cover up for this one girl here? Really?
Please, no more. I will tell everything.
Eh?
I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Wow.
Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help. Everyone together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet. Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. Wow. I don't believe it. Hot damn. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Duh. You could not make all drug. How do you say, dissolve? Ugh, talk about heavy seasoning then. Ugh. At midnight, in the waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was held by comrade on shore with small fishing boat.
While all the passengers of the SS Vertebrae slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained.
So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. Hot damn! And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door. Hot damn. Wow. But how does that make any sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos.
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
What? Ah, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. After which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug.
Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes! The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the boat to a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning.
Damn! Wow! Oh man. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point?
The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another.
Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. Biff's tie looks like a fish. A little bit. A little fishy head. Perhaps. I would have to see it again. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. You know what? You are kind of right. I can kind of see it there, Shady. The little eye mark, the little fishtail. I can see it. He probably does it himself. But... I don't know about any of this. I am just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes, I totally wasn't falling asleep or anything. Do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind.
What accusatory cry of guilt?
Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man! But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes, for observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about?
I believe the time has come.
For one final, logic and reasoning spectacular, to expose the truth. Oh! Hi! Dance time!
So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance if you please.
With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes?
With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said,
Of these two prevaricators. Ugh. Observation?
if you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asogi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened.
Precisely! You are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. What suggests something... What suggests that someone else was there at the scene? Oh! Look at this! It's some kind of stain in an unusual place.
Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken.
Ink. And look at the color, too. It's clear where this came from. I mean, what else do we got here? We got chunky arms, chunky arms. We already know about her left ear and her right ear. So yeah! Ink stain! My fellow sailor! Seaman Stroganoff, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. But yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from.
So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain?
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, seaman. Allow us to make it plain.
It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganov's uniform.
And I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it.
My pleasure. Alright then. The evidence that proves what that stain on the back of the Seaman Stroganov's uniform really is. Where's the stain? Where's the stain? This! This! Booshka! Yes! It's this photograph! And the ink it shows! That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink? A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Dog!
Ah, the penny drops at last. Now you see the significance.
The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color.
If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt.
Stroganov? Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. Wow, easy confession. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like wardrobe man did it. Then I pressed button to make barrier to emergency stop. And both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. You killed a man.
Biff, please.
Don't worry. Let me do the talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like silk. Sheep.
Biff, please, you must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on the floor. What happened here?
Damn. Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend.
She did it all! Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Yes, that is right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers.
Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? Ah, man, this crew's got her back. Like, really got her back. Would kill for her to make sure she has her back safe. The door was not locked, so she opened to lock, and you already know what happened after that.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead?
Why? I already told you! When Nina opened door of student's cabin and looked inside,
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
So let Miss Pavlova answer. Well, Miss Pavlova? Da. She says da.
Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing black, but
He was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. Wow, so he actually did trip, didn't he? I understand. And I believe you. So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Cosmo's death at last? Have we? Can we put his death to rest now?
Ah! Something very nearly slipped my mind.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes?
This photograph.
Yes, I took this myself, you know.
The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten, on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to be somewhat unnatural.
What do you mean, unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well... If Cosmo tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? I'm gonna shave... what part of this photograph seems unnatural? If he slipped and broke his neck, is it the position of the body, or is it the fact that... The finger? The finger? He died instantly. Right. Okay, he died instantly. Oh, I got one more chance after this one, guys. Alright, try it over again. You got one more, dude. You got one more. Yeah. You need to identify it. There's another point. The body. You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task. So it's the body. If he tripped and fell, he shouldn't be sleeping like so. Interesting. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have more saves open. So he wouldn't have fallen like this.
Yes!
Or maybe not. Or maybe again. Once again, you know what? I am getting the dumbs here. I am getting the dumbs. You know what that means, guys? You know what that means? I actually do need to take a break for the night. Because I'm looking at the time right now, and I need to be up very, very early tomorrow for a film shoot. So, you know what? We're just gonna end things here, guys. We're just gonna end things here, and we'll pick up here next time. I know we're ending it on, like, such a cliffhanger kind of thing, but I do need to get a few things done tonight before I have to go to sleep. And I do need to go to sleep very early, since I'm waking up very early. So, thank you, everybody, for joining along this adventure. Thank you for coming along for the ride, I should say. My brain definitely needs the rest after this, because it's feeling real dum-dum now. And I definitely need to go get some more water, since I've been voice acting a lot. But thank you all so much for coming along. I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. Make sure to check out the socials down below. And until I see you guys next time, have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Hydrate as well. And take care of yourselves. Okay, guys? Alright. Bye, everybody!